Welcome to episode 30 of the Cancer Pod. On today's episode, we're talking about collagen. What is it? What does it do? Where does it come from? Can it be vegan? Is it even safe to take? We'll answer these questions and more, so stick around.
I'm Dr. Tina Kaiser, and as Leah likes to say, I'm the sciencey one.
And I'm Dr. Leah Sherman, and I'm the Cancer Insider.
And we're two naturopathic doctors who practice integrative cancer care.
But we're not your doctors.
This is for education, entertainment, and informational purposes only.
Do not apply any of this information without first speaking to your doctor.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast by the hosts and their guests are solely their own.
Welcome to the Cancer Pod. Hi, Tina.
Hi, Leah.
Oh my gosh. What'd we go through to get one of these things put together?
Yeah, do we share with everyone where we are located as we record this one? It feels a little less than professional.
Or maybe it's actually very professional. I am in a bathroom.
I'm in a closet. And I mean, I'm barely fitting with a TV tray and a very small chair under my bun.
We have construction going on in our respective locations. And so
we're going to try to spare people the jackhammers that are going on in the background.
So I am so glad that you are doing a talk on this subject later because I failed to study for the assignment.
Yeah, I'm knee deep in collagen.
We're talking about collagen today.
Yep.
So got a lot of patients who ask this. I've had people on Instagram ask me, what do you think about collagen? And I'm like, I don't know. I got to ask Tina.
It must be all the rage right now because it's also happened on the Naturopathic Physicians Facebook group. It came up. People were asking about it.
I feel like collagen's been kind of a big thing for the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of everywhere. Like you see collagen powders, there are face creams, there are protein bars that have collagen in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of all over the place. So like we mentioned, this is the episode on collagen. What is it? What's it do? Should you be taking it?
Yeah. And the big conundrum within cancer care is, is it safe to take?
Right. Yeah. No, that's huge.
Yeah.
So let's just do a little short musical break and come back and talk collagen.
Sounds good. All right. So we probably should start with what is collagen, right?
That's right. It's made of amino acids.
So you would like me to take it from there?
Please do. I've been up since 3. So and I didn't do my assignment. So.
You're like a teenager.
I'm totally like,
instead of going to bed at 3, you got up at 3.
Can I look at your test?
Yeah.
I'm cheating today.
So collagen, first of all, okay. So collagen is a protein. As you just said, it's made up of amino acids. It is a major protein in the human body. It's in all animals for that matter. It makes up about 30% of the protein in the whole human body. But collagen isn't one thing. There's 28 different types of collagen. So it varies by tissue. So collagen, basically think of collagen as something that gives structure to various tissues in the body. So the bones have collagen, the muscle has collagen, tendons, ligaments, every organ in the body. It's basically the gelatinous stuff that's around the cells. That is called the extracellular matrix. And the extracellular matrix is where you'll find the collagen. And the collagen is produced and assembled in this extracellular matrix. It's produced by cells within the extracellular matrix called fibroblasts. So that's the short story.
So it's a type of protein, but it's not just one type of protein. There are 28 types of collagen. Mm-hmm. I'm summarizing it for those of us who didn't study.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Cliff Notes. And it's connective tissue, right? I mean, it just kind of like it's in our joints, bones.
All of these collagens have something in common. Architecturally, they're like long ropes, right? They contain what is basically, it's called procollagen, and procollagen is made by those fibroblasts. And at least in the skin, collagen 1, which is the one that we're most concerned about in cancer care as well. Collagen 1 is the one that is involved in the extracellular matrix around tumors. Imagine it like a little rope. Each of these procollagen strands is shaped like a corkscrew. It just corkscrews up, and then you put three of them together, and that's a lot like a rope, right? You take three things that are corkscrewed or spiraled, and
It's like a
you
braid.
kind of like a braid, only it's not over, under, over, under.
Corkscrew.
It's a corkscrew, and you put them together and you squeeze them together. So it's more like a rope that has three strands that
Sure.
kind of spiral together. That is the basis of all collagen. And in order to make that structure, all collagen basically has the same amino acid repeats or very similar. They all start with glycine, and then there's an amino acid and amino acid. So there's three amino acids put together, glycine every third amino acid in all of those corkscrew strands of procollagen. I know that's a lot, but that's I don't want to dummy this down
This is
too much either.
This is 101. Remember, supplements 101.
I know.
This is in graduate level.
But it's so cool, right? That the body makes this at all. And the whole idea, because if you picture a corkscrew, you can picture you could stretch it, you could squish it together, like it's got that elasticity that you want from various tissue.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said that there's like type 1 collagen, which plays a role in cancer, but then you also kind of mentioned skin. Is that also type 1 collagen?
It is.
Oh, see, that's okay.
Yes. So this is where it starts to get a little sticky in the information. We're going to talk about the pros and cons.
Yeah, well, we're going to start off with all of the like basic stuff, and we're going to work our way up to safety issues. So why do people take collagen? Skin is a huge thing. Like, because there are some studies out there, whether or not they're, whatever. There's some trials that have taken place that show that taking collagen may help with skin elasticity, may help with joints, decreasing pain and helping with mobility. I didn't read the studies. I just read that there are studies.
That's all you need to know ultimately, right?
Yeah, ultimately that's what you need to know. And I think some of the issue with the studies is that they were put out by people who had some hand in the collagen product or industry. So, just take that for what it is. But yeah, skin and joints. That's mostly why I hear patients want to take it.
Yes, as far as what motivates people to take collagen. And collagen itself isn't just those three corkscrews together. If you listened carefully to our listeners who are very astute, at least, it's a procollagen that makes those three, and then you have to bundle those together. So how those procollagen molecules, those three corkscrews come together, they make procollagen. How that assembles determines the tissue. So obviously your tendons play a very different role than your skin, right? Are they bundled like a bunch of sticks all together, lined up? Because that's mostly what happens in the skin. They're just lined up together. They kind of fall in line fairly parallel. And in other tissues, they're crisscrossed like a bunch of pixie sticks. Remember, all of them are made of the same building blocks, though. Right? So when it comes to ingesting it and looking at pros and cons, when someone has a history of cancer or possible cancer present, I would put all collagen as one thing.
Because of the amino acids that make them.
If you break it down enough, yes, you're just going to deal with the same amino acids no matter what the origin of the collagen is.
Okay. So in all of the reading that you've been doing, Tina, do you find that there is, in a non-cancer setting, is there enough evidence for somebody to take collagen for either joint or skin health?
Yeah. I think that it's, given the risk benefit, let's just remove cancer from this equation for a moment, because really that's a new storyline. We didn't even know about collagen's effect within the tumors until recently, relatively recently. But there has been enough studies on what is called hydrolyzed collagen that's been broken down by some means. And usually it's a combination of acid and heat. The collagen itself, innate collagen found in the bone and the skin, in the connective tissue, you can boil that on the stove. It's not going to break down quite as much as it will if you add, apple cider vinegar to your broth, right? So that's going to break it down even more. So you end up with these smaller little chains of amino acids when you make a broth, for example, and you break it down with heat and some acidity. When you buy it over the counter and you buy hydrolyzed collagen, it's gone through some kind of process like that breaks it down into smaller peptides and makes it more absorbable. You can kind of see how much it was broken down by seeing how well it dissolves. So you can take collagen and put it in some water. And if the collagen dissolves in lukewarm water pretty readily and it doesn't float on the top or sink to the bottom once you stir it, then it's probably broken down pretty small and fairly absorbable at that point. If you put it in the water and it just floats to the top or has a really hard time being integrated into the water, then it's not very well broken down and you're probably not going to absorb a whole lot of that.
So I think one thing that we do need to point out is collagen is not vegan. Collagen is derived from animal, fish, and chickens, pork, like mammals, like you were saying. Yeah. So if one is vegan, collagen is not a product they would take. And I've seen they're like vegan collagens, which I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either. I didn't look at the products that are out there. My guess
But you've seen that, right? Like,
yeah, it seems like a oxymoron.
Yeah. So what I think they are, and I'm not 100% sure, but there are other nutrients that support collagen production, like your own collagen production, like protein, zinc, vitamin C, which is interesting because those are all things that are recommended for wound healing, which we'll get into. Yeah. And so those are kind of things that support natural production of collagen.
Yeah.
So yeah. I have patients asking about, oh, can I do collagen, and I'm like, I don't know, but let's do some vitamin C if it's, okay with whatever their treatment is. So, or vitamin C foods. Yeah.
I will admit, before I really looked at it hard and looked at the studies, cancer came into the picture, like I said, relatively recently, as far as research goes. So we didn't really know much about collagen in the extracellular matrix until recently. So traditionally, I always thought collagen was basically a protein source, right? An amino acid. Mm-hmm. You could just take these amino acids, substituting that for other amino acids / proteins in your diet, and it was a supplement of that kind. Now, I didn't realize this before, but there's actually what are called bioactive peptides in there. So they're not just providing amino acids, they're actually having an active effect on the tissue and affecting how much collagen is produced in the tissue. So when it comes to some of the collagens out there for skincare, especially, they'll make sure they have a certain amount of these bioactive peptides that then once you ingest them, you absorb them into your bloodstream, they go to the dermal layer of the skin, to the dermis, and tell, in air quotes, the fibroblasts to make more of that type 1 collagen.
And that's what I remember reading several years ago about that, because I was thinking, oh, I want to take it for myself. You go through treatment for cancer, years go by and you're like, oh, I feel old. I want to take something to make myself youthful again. And so I had actually read that as well, that ingesting certain collagens will stimulate your body to produce collagen.
Yeah. And so just for the record, a lot of times when people buy a hydrolyzed collagen out there, they don't tell you how much of the bioactive peptides are found in the powder. So you don't know. It's not like it's on the label every time. And some companies are pulling out just the bioactive peptides and saying, here they are, take these specifically for your skin. So they're not doing it in a large powder amount. They're doing a small quantity with a concentration of just those peptides.
I used to like the collagen as a protein supplement. I mean, it's not a fantastic high dose of protein, but it's nice because it can tolerate heat, and it's like if you add whey protein or, other kinds of protein powders to soups, you have to make sure they're not too hot because it'll break it down. And so collagen was always kind of a nice thing where someone could add it to something that's hot. I tried that. I tried doing the whole, there was that whole, Jennifer Aniston or someone was promoting, putting it a certain brand and she put it in her coffee or whatever. I know I talked to you about this. Remember, I kept tasting it. And it's supposed to be unflavored. And I was like, nope, I taste it. It's beefy. Yeah. So strange.
You're super sensitive to that. Yes.
I'm a super collagen taster. So, okay. So I talked a little bit about things that kind of boost your own collagen production. And, this could be important, like I said, for wound healing, because collagen is involved in wound healing, whether it's after surgery or whatever. Other things that support collagen are making sure you get enough sleep.
Yep.
Don't laugh at me who's been up since 3 a.m.
I didn't say anything out loud.
You just laughed.
I just have a stupid grin on my face.
Reducing stress, because interestingly enough, cortisol, which increases at times of stress, can decrease collagen production.
Yep.
not smoking or stop smoking if you are currently smoking. And then sun exposure also can lead to the breakdown of collagen.
Yep. And there's a natural decline in our production of collagen as we age.
Of course.
I mean, I think that goes without saying, but since you're doing such a complete list.
No, that's a really good thing to bring up. I just don't want to go there.
You're in deep denial about that one.
I'm in deep denial. Anything else before we take a break and we move on to our next section?
No, along the same lines as a cigarette smoke might be air quality in general.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So poor air.
Pollution.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good lead in for our next section. So let's take a little break and we'll be back.
All right.
Just how much collagen is in bone broth? The amount can vary, anywhere from 2.5 to 15 grams. When making bone broth, know where your bones come from. Any contaminants the animal was exposed to may end up in your soup. Okay, so I was going to talk about collagen because that's what we've been talking about.
Did we wake you?
Sorry, I'm just waking up here. I did want to kind of cover what we talked about with previous supplements is, they can be used for acute deficiencies, chronic deficiencies, or as green medicine. And I mean, collagen is just green medicine.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Sure.
I mean, there are collagen, deficiencies, but that's not a reason to take collagen. Like that would be something else.
Yeah, I guess if somebody was protein deficient, you could see it like, say someone's not, for whatever reason, not getting enough protein or they can't break down protein very well because the hydrolyzed collagen is pre-digested, so to speak.
Okay, so I just Googled collagen deficiency and it talks about aging. So,
yeah.
So, speaking of aging, does collagen work when you apply it topically on the skin? And from everything that I read, which wasn't that much, apparently, it does not because it's not absorbed through the skin.
Well, that's interesting. Now, granted, again, kind of what you said earlier, there is a little bit, but I think it was all done by companies that make products like that. So how rigorous the studies were, I don't know. Full disclosure, though, it may be the only girly thing I do.
Really?
Yeah. I've always liked to wear a little collagen masks, the ones that you peel apart and they've got aloe and collagen and nutrients sometimes. I don't know. I just mix them all up. I have no loyalty to any particular brand, but I do them. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You didn't even know that.
I did not know that. I love how you're like, the only girly thing I do is apply collagen to my face, but it could be the other things in the mask, right? I mean, it could be the other stuff.
Well, if it's doing anything, I mean, we're making an assumption that it's doing something. I don't know if it is or not. I just like to do it because it feels good. It makes my skin feel soft when I'm done. So,
oh, well, that's nice. But yeah, like I said, I mean, you got aloe and stuff. I don't mean to talk you down because I'm all for face masks and all that stuff. And I probably applied a collagen product at one point. But yeah, I don't think it's really.
No, I think the aloe is huge. I mean, aloe contains allantoin, which we know is, helpful for making the skin supple and such.
So, yeah. So
I probably have more faith in the aloe than the collagen, to be honest. For sure. For topically.
And they're both kind of slimy. Like, I wonder, just kind of adds to the slime factor.
Yeah.
Which makes you think it's working.
Exactly. Yeah. It could totally be just totally a magic trick of totally fooling me into think I'm doing something. But, regardless, I still do them.
Okay. I learned something new about you. Wow. Okay. So there is a time when I do use a product that contains collagen prior to patients getting certain surgeries, as well as if somebody's having difficulty with wound healing, then there's a product that is called Juven. And it's not just collagen. It's got a little bit of L-glutamine. It's got arginine and some other things. And it's not a cheap product. It's like, I don't know who makes it, Abbott or some pharmaceutical company, I think makes it.
Uh-huh.
I think you take 2 packets a day. And we used to have this protocol where patients going in, especially for GI surgeries, would start taking it leading up to their surgery, in addition to making sure they're getting all the other nutrients that help to support healing. And then they take it for after surgery too. And yeah, it totally supports wound healing. Like, it's incredible.
Well, if it's coming from a pharmaceutical company. I'm going to guess they put it up head to head against some placebo. I'm not familiar with it. I've never used it.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the studies for it, but I mean, and it comes in fruit punch and orange and all these kind of like flavors. And then there's unflavored. I actually did the unflavored for my last reconstruction revision and threw it in my smoothie. And it totally makes it really like if you don't drink your smoothie fast enough, it starts to like congeal. Because you can put it in juice. You know, they tell you like different ways of doing it. And I was like, I'll just throw it in my smoothie. But yeah, I used it for that. And we used it for a dog. One of our dogs had a double mastectomy. And so we knew that was going to be a big surgery. And so I gave it to her. I checked with her vet and she got some unflavored Juven as well. And she healed great. So
there you go.
Ask your doctor, talk to your doctor what Juven can do for you.
I was just going to say the same thing. Talk to your doctor to see if Juven is right for you.
There you go. Yeah, no, I'm not paid by them in any way.
So let's talk about cancer.
We're going to talk about cancer now. Yeah.
So do you want me to just give the full story? Can I just go for it?
Just cut to the chase because we have been holding off on this part.
Yeah.
And this is what people want to know.
Okay. So think back about 15 minutes ago. We talked about
way
back, 15 minutes, maybe 20. I don't even know. The extracellular matrix, what we call the ECM for short, is around all of your cells in your body. So that extracellular matrix, the ECM, is where the collagen is found in all the tissues in your body. And if you have a tumor, the tumor also has an ECM around the cancer cells themselves. That ECM is where the collagen is. Collagen can be, in some cancers, overproduced in the ECM of the tumor. So there's more of it. And then it lines up in certain ways that can facilitate migration of those cancer cells so they can move more freely in that ECM. So they become more mobile than they should be. So you can see where I'm headed there. That could encourage spread of those cancer cells. And this higher density of the ECM within a tumor is a bit of a mystery itself. We don't know the signals for this. We don't know what spurs that on. But we do know that collagen becomes more dense in the ECM. Making it denser is not a good thing. It also has other effects on the immune system that are immune suppressive. So when that ECM is dense, it's dense with a lot of collagen. That collagen happens to be type 1 collagen, the very same one that's in the dermis of the skin, unfortunately. And it is immune suppressive in addition to making it easier for the cancer cell to basically move away from the tumor, primary tumor, and find its way into the lymph or the blood. So it's not good. There's nothing about collagen type 1 that is great for someone who has an existing tumor. Now, we have no evidence that somebody with a cancer or who's had cancer, who's taken this, has any detrimental effects. There's zero studies on this.
So this is more just, this is theoretical.
This is a theoretical risk, 100% theoretical risk, because we know that collagen type 1 density in tumors is not good. We know that we can increase the production of collagen, type 1 collagen, with these bioactive peptides in some of these products out there because we want to do that for our skin. Could we unwittingly be doing something detrimental for a tumor we don't know is present or is present and you know it? It's possible. It's a completely theoretical risk. We have zero evidence that I know of in humans anyways. And that's all that really counts is what's going on in humans. So that's the story. I mean, so it's like everything you put in your mouth, it's a risk benefit. You know, what's the risk? What's the benefit? Is it worth it?
And so like that would bring us to something like bone broth, which, again, it's very popular. I've made recommendations for patients to drink it, So yeah, I mean, are we doing patients a disservice by recommending bone broth? We don't know.
We don't know. I would say I'm really not concerned with bone broth because it's not broken down quite as much as some of these products that people get. In products that say specifically for skin, like this is for your skin. A lot of times they're actively making sure they have these bioactive peptides for the skin, right? Because those are the ones that are proven to help skin and they're going to go with what's proven. So they're going to have either a concentration of that or make sure that they have a certain amount of those bioactive peptides that cause collagen 1 production. So I would avoid those. I would avoid the specifics. Or
the ones that are manufactured to be easily absorbed
Hmm.
and to stimulate collagen. Bone broth is basically you're making stock. I mean, it's overcooking the bones so that you get that gelatinous whatnot,
Right.
it's used in stock. So that's not breaking down enough to be, it's not like, artificially broken down.
Right. Right. So you're unlikely to get as much of those bioactive peptides as you would in a, you know, altered powder that you buy over the counter that's specifically made for your skin. So when you see these things that do say that they're bolstering type 1 collagen or bolstering the collagen in your skin, especially production, if they use that word, then those, don't take those. But that's out of an abundance of caution, not because we have evidence that it's a bad idea.
Right. So joints have type 1 and type 3 collagen.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's what comes out from the bone broth anyways. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I haven't looked in because I didn't do my homework. I did not look into the makeup of bone broth.
Yeah, and how much just heat, or just heat and a very mild amount of acidity. I don't know how far it can be broken down. Like, does it keep it into longer chains of collagen? Because, like I said, the small ones, these little bioactive peptides, are very, very small. I don't know if we can do it with just boiling bones.
And then, they have those bone broth protein powders too, which again, I liked because you could add it to heat.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you don't have to if you like a beefy, if you like a beefy smoothie, go for it. Yeah. So specifically with cancer, there, from you and I talking previously, there are some cancers that are more concerning than others, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to taking collagen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to do with how much we know about that ECM and how collagen is affecting it in animals or in a dish.
Mm-hmm.
Breast cancer.
So breast cancer, isn't it most specifically triple negative?
It's mostly triple negative, and then recently I just came across kind of across the board they're saying it too, like possibly it's a concern.
Okay.
Triple negative, we have the most information.
Okay.
Triple negative, I would say the risk benefit isn't there, right? I mean, with the benefit being your skin mostly. And skin is more than just beauty, of course. Skin does protect you from the outside world. There's immune function under your skin. There is a real reason that the skin is still an organ and we want it to be healthy. So when we're talking about just, collagen and skin health, there really is more than just anti-aging circles that it's really popular in. So the triple negative breast cancer for sure, breast cancer possibly, stomach cancer possibly, pancreatic cancer possibly, which is a bummer because, people with pancreatic cancer don't absorb amino acids easily sometimes because of the problem with pancreatic enzymes. So, collagen was a nice source for protein. We don't know. I mean, the big thing is this is just a big question mark. It's not like, oh, wow, you've done yourself harm. It's more like we don't know what's happening. So should we do it at all?
Right. There's no definitive information. It's just a big question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's frustrating, right? Because you kind of you want answers,
Completely. I want to know. And I probably ask you about collagen at least once a month because I figured you would know about the latest research.
Yeah.
But do I not? Like legitimately, I ask you about collagen all the time because I'm just waiting for the go. I'm just waiting for it to be like, it's the fountain of youth, girls. Start drinking it.
That's right. Did they prove it safe? Because
right.
Yeah.
So, any known interactions? I don't think so. I think the only known interaction would be if you're a vegan.
Yes. And I guess, maybe if you took a lot of the powder, like a hydrolyzed collagen, it might absorb other things like minerals at the same time. So you wouldn't take your magnesium and collagen together kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
Could probably, just think of it as a gelatinous kind of thing. It can grab other things. When you were little, did you eat the jellos that had the various types of fruit in it?
Yes, I was just going to say something about gelatin. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did. I ate Jello and I like strawberry and cherry.
So now imagine there's strawberry, there's cherry, there's pineapples, there's whatever else you want to put in there, blueberries, and they're all in there jam packed and there's gel and you put them in your Jello mold and you turn it upside down. Like that's basically what this stuff is in your body. Like that could be, immune cells, cancer cells, fibroblasts, all those little different fruits or different cell types.
Oh, wait, you're asking if I actually ate the Jello mold with the fruit floating in it? Oh, no. I ate the flavored stuff. But so gelatin that's pretty much collagen.
Yeah. Gelatin is made up of collagen.
Yeah, because my mom back in the day, like in the 70s, she would add gelatin, like the Knox gelatin
Hmm.
packet to orange juice and drink it. And she swore it like helped with her nails.
All right.
I don't know what kind of collagen is in gelatin.
I did not look that up, but I
It,
think that it's fairly large molecules, so we don't digest it very well. A lot of it stays in our gut. That's what I
oh,
remember.
so then I don't know what made her nails so strong and
Well,
beautiful.
maybe she had good digestion. She was breaking down some of that gelatin into amino acids. I'm sure we break down some of it. It's just a matter of you know, how much.
Yeah. So that's a hot tip from Ladies Home Journal, 1970. So I do know something, or I did look something up, I should say. Collagen comes from the Greek word colla. I don't know if that's how you say it. Kolla, which means glue.
Oh.
So that fits with your Jello mold,
Uh-huh.
gelatin mold analogy.
Yes, it is the glue. It's the glue that holds us together, really. That's why it's 30% of protein in the body.
I guess this is it. This is our collagen episode.
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking a lot of bone broth. I'm avoiding the word devotee, but apparently I didn't avoid it because I just said it out loud. But people who really, I mean, if there are people who know whether bone broth breaks down, how small do those peptides really get broken down when you boil a bunch of bones on the stovetop? I'm a little curious about that because I would love to say, oh, none of these are bioactive peptides because none of them are that size. They're all too large to be bioactive peptides. That would be nice to know. I'd have even more faith in bone broth that way.
Well, and like I said, I mean, it's what I use for like a base of all my soups,
Yeah.
my non-vegetarian, vegan friendly soups. So yeah, I want to know too. I will look that up if I find some information. We'll put it in the show notes, and then we'll try to find some. Maybe you have resources that have good diagrams so people can see the extracellular matrix and all the ropes and all of that.
Yeah.
Because visuals, that's what we're about here
Right.
on this podcast. We're all about the visuals.
So, I don't think podcasts should ever be about visuals, but okay, sure.
No, we're linking it to our website where we'll put the visuals.
Oh, right. Okay. We'll have all sorts of good stuff. We'll have these nano ropes,
Nano ropes.
corkscrews of amino acids that make up procollagen. Doesn't that sound like fun?
It does. So to all of you out there in podcast land, remember to follow us on social media and subscribe to the podcast. And if you go to our website, you can also sign up to get updates. By now, I think I sent out the first newsletter.
The newsletter is a big announcement.
It is a big announcement because I had to change stuff in it because I was supposed to send it out the first of the year. So I had to do a little editing. But yeah, I'm trying to get a feel for what should be in a newsletter. And it's just going to be updates. I'm not going to do it all the time, apparently. But yeah, you can sign up, and I should be through Linktree and as well as on the website. There should be places for you to sign up if you want to get occasional updates from us.
And we don't sell your email, just for the record.
No, and I don't even know if I can keep track of your email. You may not get a newsletter because I may have lost your email.
Feel free to sign up twice, 3 times if that's what it takes.
Yeah, if you're not getting anything, but maybe we'll put a link on the website too for
Okay. Just for the record, you are the last person that should be tooting your own horn because you don't toot your horn very well. In other words, you're going to do a great newsletter. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have recipes, information. It's going to be, but here you are underselling it because I don't know. It's like, awesome.
Because this is the first one, I need feedback. Once people are like, that was cool. That was the best newsletter, the most informative. We're testing the waters. I just want to make sure that the newsletter gets to people first. I just want to make sure the emails work.
Yeah, that's all you want. I'm like, this is going to be an awesome newsletter. You're going to want to give it to all your friends. You're going to want to forward it to everybody. It's going to have great recipes. It's going to have diagrams of procollagen.
This is the first one. This is the first one. So, anyways, on that note, I'm Dr. Leah Sherman.
And I'm Dr. Tina Kaiser.
And this is the Cancer Pod.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Cancer Pod. Remember to subscribe, review, and rate us wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on social media for updates. And as always, this is not medical advice. These are our opinions. Talk to your doctor before changing anything related to your treatment plan. The Cancer Pod is hosted by me, Dr. Leah Sherman, and by Dr. Tina Kaiser. Music is by Kevin MacLeod. See you next time.
It's just collagen.
Did I eat Jello moles?
Yeah. You're like, no.
No. My mom would make them. Did I eat them? No.